It's Alexander Williamson here with The Secret History, living in your foggy aquarium. Apparently, this camera just can't start, watch, without having a semi-clear picture. It just doesn't focus when it starts. How's everybody doing? How are we doing? How are we doing? Um, Also curious, I think that I have been, what's the word? Shadow banned. So basically, I missed a live stream when my cat had to be put down that day and last week, and then I missed another one the week after. So I went from the average live stream getting alerts while it's up to 600 people. It's a lot of people, right? Out of my 33,000 or so folks that watch. And the next time, after I'd missed one, when I caught one again, it went down to 222 people watched while the live stream occurred. Well, yesterday, or the last live stream, so that means I missed 2 out of the 4 that I usually do in a 2-week period. Each week I usually do one on Mondays at 7:30 or 8 and one on Fridays at 4:30 Pacific time. And sometimes I'll do a random pop-up one even too. Then I do the video for members, which is 4 videos, and that is also available on the Aquatic Morning Show 4 days of the week, or you can listen to it completely audio, just audio based, because there's never any imagery that's important in any of those episodes. And I do that on purpose so that it's like a podcast that's 3 to 10 minute long episodes. Well, the last stream we had, 60 people came through the entire stream, and the most concurrence we had was 18 viewers. So I'm gonna level with you guys. I'm not feeling well. I have clearly all sorts of bad skin issues, and I'm out here in the garage because it's the carport, because it's cooler, and my wife is watching TV and said, "Get out of here." So I decided to come out here for a while. But if I had not decided to stream tonight, at that rate, YouTube would alert none of you, and by the next stream, we would have had 9 people watching live, down from 650 average for the last 9 months. So you can't tell me that YouTube doesn't throttle their alerts based on if you're following the schedule that you've created. Now, I don't know if that's because in 6 months, I stuck to that schedule so closely. Even the time doesn't seem to matter. It's if you miss the day and you've started a campaign of doing a daily stream. Even if you do the stream for 15 minutes and had technical problems, that didn't get me in trouble in the past. But if you just straight up skip the stream, even if you make an alert in the community page or whatever, apparently it cuts your audience that is alerted in half. And that's already only 25% of your people with bells, with the alert bell selected. Only 25%, best case scenario, get alerted when you're live streaming. Unless they've been at your channel by their own free will. They've gone to a YouTuber's channel. So if I'm watching Aquarium Co-op and I decide that I want to get their alerts, I put the bell on, say I want all the alerts. Well, if I watch what's suggested to me, and there's a video here and there and whatnot, and then maybe 3 or 4 months later, all of a sudden there's no more videos from them, and I'm starting to see, I don't know, DIY house renovation videos or something. Well, it's going to start suggesting all those channels, because it assumes that you are subscribed and alerted to way too many channels, and that we don't know what we want to do when we do these things in our life. So instead of giving you just a big long list of 200 videos, which is what I actually want, they give you a list of, say, 20 videos of your list of 200 channels you're subscribed to. And if I don't go to Aquarium Co-op and actually go watch their channel without any prompting by ads or thumbnails or comments, or in your alerts like a pop-up or push alert or an email or whatever it may be that says someone replied or whatever, none of that counts. You have to type it in or do a search and naturally see it pop up, of like puffers, and then maybe you see Murphy, and boom, you're there. That counts. But without the organic click, boom, I'm on that person's YouTube site, you are not going to be alerted. You are going to be in that 25% that may or may not be alerted. So those of you who do come to the actual the homepage for the channel and look through content or old stuff, you're probably the ones getting the alerts and things. Otherwise, it's a 1 in 4 chance, even with the bells on. And that's if the video is doing well. Now, if less than 50% of those 25%, so if out of all those people who are online don't watch, if less than 50% watch, it doesn't bother telling anybody else unless they've been engaged. So the moral of the story is, if you really like a channel or you really want to know when stuff's live, other than it usually following a pretty similar schedule, the moral of the story is you basically need to go visit that channel and watch some videos or leave some comments probably every 90 days, if not more, at least twice. And this has just been figured out by people playing, because YouTube has admitted, Google, that they don't know what their algorithms do. They now, their algorithm has figured out how to make things viral or how to make people watch longer and longer minutes. That's all they care about, is how many minutes they're on YouTube altogether. Doesn't matter if they're on YouTube and watching 10 seconds of every video. They don't care if you watch an hour of the narwhal sitting in the ocean causing a commotion. If you want to watch that video for 36 hours on loop, great. Then that algorithm's going to assume that's a good thing and promote that. Now, the other thing that I wanted to say before I talk about something else and say hi to you guys is that YouTube is in a dangerous race to the bottom. So basically, clickbait thumbnails, as you guys have known, even the most conservative channels that historically, like the Vlog Brothers, Hank and John Green, like Neil deGrasse Tyson or Bill Nye or PBS Eons, or into the Journey into the Microcosmos. Microcosmos. All these channels that historically have said what they're going to be doing a video on and maybe put some like kind of inquisitive or curious question. Now they're doing things like the deadliest virus on Earth, question mark, and it's like, nope, moving on. And it's because everything on YouTube now is about whose video gets clicked quickest. When you turn on that screen and you see your suggestions, who do you select? That's the most important thing in that interaction. And then 2, what keeps you on YouTube the longest? Even if you're watching shorts or you're watching long form, whatever keeps you on the longest, or better yet, whatever makes them see the most ads. So if you're watching lots of little videos that show you tons of ads in between, that is when they're not gonna suggest long form content as much anymore, and they pretty much said as much. So a channel went over this in pretty good detail. There's Nerd City has done a video on it a couple years back, talking about how it's this clickbait war to the bottom of the pile, but also a channel called Veritasium, Verit Asium, I think. Like Veritas, and then eum, like an element, like Veritasium. He's a very popular channel. You'll find it even if you make an attempt on the spelling. But he did one about how his thumbnails would be changing, and thumbnails and titles would be changing. I think he did that video about a year and a half ago. And he comes to that same conclusion that the algorithm would produce that. Well, now it's been about a year and a half, a year since that's been in effect. And as much as I hate to do it to you guys, I find that my videos that have a picture of me going, or whatever, some dumb thing like that, and then say, like, the coolest fish I've ever seen or ever bought, those videos are the ones that are getting 5,000-10,000 views in the course of several months. Whereas if I say species profile, I mean, and I've played with literally uploading the same video twice, giving it different names, same thumbnail, or different thumbnails, same name, and it's crazy. The clickbait thing works, and people click on it. And everyone says, "Oh, it's not me. I don't like clickbait." But apparently, everyone likes clickbait. Hold on, guys. I need a soda. I need a sody pop for my mouse. My pet mouse in my mouth. I said mouse. I said mouth. I haven't said mouth yet. Oh, now I have. But yeah, so I had to get that off my chest. Had to just let it fly like this eagle. Somebody asked me what's on your shirt, and without looking down, I said, an eagle shredding the flag like a BA, and that's bald eagle. And they said, no, look at it. And I was like, what? And then I realized the flag is the eagle. It's deep. All right, guys. Who's in here now that we've gotten warmed up? We've gotten loosened up. We're loosey-goosey. We're stretched. We're in the sprinters stretch before we're ready to run the hurdles. Misfits, reptiles and aquatics. What is going on? More winner. What is up? Alan Bauer. Alan Bauer. How are you, Alan Bauer? Good to see you, buddy. Apparently he needs a hammer. Maybe it's a band hammer. Maybe it's a hammer of the gods to drive our ships to new lands. The world may never know. I like the quest. I commend that. Jeff Kane, what's going on? Ryan Stoned on Canadian Gaming, what's going on? Pansy American, what's going on? Angie McGee, hello as well. Corey Does, Cali Aquariums, hello. Thank you for the kind thoughts about my kitty cat. Adam Shook, Stephen P, 2003. I just got a notification from YouTube just now. Well, great. Proves my point. Shadow banning has got to be the most coward move you can do on the internet. Yeah, probably. Killer of fish. That's just a fish keeper is what that is. Wayne's Aquatics, Sage P. Lindsay. What's going on, guys? For sure, and 7 years ago. Image quality very poor. We need to figure that out. Hold on. We'll see how it goes. Hey, Morwana, thank you for becoming a lurker. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Check out the community tab. There's a bunch of extra stuff there for you now. Also, let's see. It might not be the image quality that is that it's so bad. It might just be my terrible fluorescent lighting. See that? See, does it look better like this angle? Thanks, Chris Robertsons. We love you, Alex, despite whether or not YouTube approves or allows. Remember that time we were about to go to the AGA? Yeah, we're going to go to Chicago, but first I got to go to Florida. So you guys are going to see my adventures in Florida. Hopefully you're going to go to the Aquaculture Research Center and Lab down in Florida. Talk to some ichthyologists. Go see a fish farm. Go see the nation's biggest freshwater shrimp farm that's not for food. Go see Garden of Eater and Lucas Bretz. Also go see my buddy, one of my best friends, my lawyer, Gregory Rowe, attorney at law in Tampa. He's always a barrel of monkeys. And he's my, what's the name of the guy in, in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? His attorney's name. I forgot his name already, but not the actor, but the character. If someone says Ralph Steadman, that's the artist. Anyways, Stephanie Cooper, hello. You're on the East Coast. We're supposed to be going to bed, but yep, I'm here now. You can't go to bed. You got to hang out with us. Amateur aquatic addiction. What's up? How do you have an amateur addiction? That's an interesting comment. 503 Aquatics. I want to say congratulations on being you. You kick ass. Right on. Let's see here. Good to see you. George, what's going on, buddy? Scientists found a big hole in Jupiter. Someone put finally happened. Scientists found something good finally happened. Maybe you said that. First class fish. I guess you'll have to grow. Yeah, right. First class fish. If I had, well, I do have some. I mean, I just need to maybe an American Eagle shirt like this. And like that. Just flex my pecs. Maybe that will get me the stardom I so desperately crave. Let's see here. I always go to bed with Alex's live streams on. My boyfriend thinks it's so weird. Well, to your boyfriend, go to sleep, buddy. And to you, Stephanie, oh, we'll hang out once your boyfriend's asleep. Hey, what do you mean? Chill, dude. I'm not saying anything weird. Go to bed. Stephanie, is he asleep? Sweet nothings. Tennessee Aqua, what's going on, Robert? Let's see here. Clickbait is unreasonably effective. Yep, that's the video I'm referring to that Alan posted in the chat a bit ago. In fact, I'm going to pin that just for the spirit of radio. The spirit of radio. Digital airwaves across the nation. Oh, apparently it won't let me do anything. So, no, just not going to be allowed to do any things. That's nice. That's fun. Wait. There we go. Now can I... What? I can't do anything to his comment? It just lets me ban him. It doesn't let me put it up. Put it up, up. Eurogupper, what's up? I like to listen to Alex's voice when I'm in bed. I find it soothing. It helps me fall asleep. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. I hope that, when you're feeling like you've had a long day and you're tired, that I'm right here with you! Sorry, I just killed whoever has headphones. I'm so sorry about that. That was really immature and stupid of me. Sorry. KBH, Nanofish, what's going on? Kelly B. Hansen. I don't know. Is that your name? Welcome, though. Alex, stand next to the table again. The video cleared up. Yeah, I'm going to go back inside. I was just hot. We're going back. We're going back to the fish room because I got to talk about the fish room. Going through the dark. It's going to be dark. Don't be scared. I'm here with you. Unless I lose the signal, then I'm not here with you. Digital airways, hugging the nation. Oh, salesman. Okay, guys. So, man, it has been a hot one. It has been a doozy. It's been a dooze one. So this dehumidifier is doing its job loverly. Isn't she a lovery? Isn't she? I don't actually remember anything else from that song. But trying to do this one-handed. Okay. So I have major frustrations in the fish room. Part of it is oh wait, you guys are, I'm sorry, I left you hanging there with the visuals. Something really weird has happened in that, yeah, there's algae on here, but, oh, and there's schmutz. Sorry, guys. Sorry. My Lucanzi, their heads have turned dark navy blue. That's never happened before. I've tried everything to get these guys to spawn, but their heads have turned dark blue. They don't seem happy. I don't think they're happy, even though they do have color in their tails and stuff, or in their fins somewhat. And then the other one, I think she's under here probably, or he's under here. Let's see, where's he at? Oh, now he cruised over to the other side, I think. But I put a bunch of moss and plants in here just so that the little fish would feel happier, more protected. Where are you, female? Oh wait, no, you're the female. Where are you, male? Are you hiding, pouting back here somewhere? No. We got the snail. We got the loach. Maybe it's actually in the hut. I bet it is. I bet it's in the little clay hut right there. That, or it's under the moss. We'll find out in a moment. Moss. Uno moss. But I do like that old techno song where he goes, moss, oh, moss. Which just means more and more. Anyways, yeah, it's in the hut. And all the little Stiphodons, they're doing great in here, even though I just kicked up all the, like, poo and debris and everything. Sorry, guys. And the little rainbow fish, and they're doing fine. The Luminatus and all that. But, yeah, just not looking so hot. And I think it's because the fish room got to 95 degrees again. We've had so many hot days. Even with the air conditioner, it's not helping. And, you know, it's an issue. So we got the scud tank over here. And, it's doing its scuddy thing with all the rotten, nasty stuff from other tanks. And then the lone female Medaka I saved just because I wanted one of the good quality redheads, red caps in my menagerie. Then we've got the fish hanging out up here, which is a bunch of CPDs and one, count them, one. I only actually had 5 of these at the max, and I put 4 outside, and it got too hot of all things. From the fish from Alabama, it got too hot. So, needless to say, I'm gonna spoil the surprise of the episode and just come out and tell you, it got too hot outside and inside, and I've lost fish. Not today. It happened a few days ago. It happened a month ago. It happened 2 months ago also. Like, it's happened several times now. This guy's actually coloring up kind of nice with the blues starting to come in. A little bit of purple. The orange. I don't know, maybe he's in a spawning mood now that everyone else has left him. But that's a native North American shiner right there. And hopefully in a few days, on the 8th, I'll be able to go find more shiners and other cool fish. And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about, because I don't know what to do anymore. I'm feeling extremely defeated, guys. You know, going at a decade of seriously back being into fish, and we got some guppies chilling there. They're okay. Some of, you know, there's the hardy fish that are always gonna be doing their thing and fine, but we've got the female betta that I need to pair up with the male, and this tank's looking good. Remember this one that had thousands of dead shrimp in it? Well, like more like 300 total. Well, we've got purple tetras in here, which are really blue, and then we've got the nice red, and the weird one. Where's the weird one? There's one that has a split dorsal fin and is yellow. If I can find him. Unless it's healed, and that's him right there, and he was just unhealthy from being in the store, because that one's yellow too. But these are phantom red tetras, and they're doing good too. They're good. My little Jamaican live bears, they're doing good. Um, but yeah, I'm happy about these guys. I'm going to try to breed these guys. I can tell the females apart real easily. And then I've got my wild endlers that are neutral water loving. They're in here. They're set. They're square. They're good. Um, oh yeah, he has healed. That's him, the one who had the split dorsal. So he must have just come in. I thought he had like 3 fins, but he must have just been hurt from fighting at the fish store and shipping. Um, and then here, let's turn this light on, and I'll get to the comments again in a moment, folks. But you know, I answer the comments so frequently that I realize very rarely on my channel now does anybody have any like pressing issues to comment on, or questions rather. So in here, as terrible as this looks, this almost is an experiment. This is a science experiment. Look how awful this looks. These guys have made nests out of algae that now have chunks of, I don't know what kind of gnarly fungus this is, but look how red they are. They're happier than they've ever been. I don't get it. The ammonia, the nitrites, it's all 0. There's scuds in there, and they're eating the algae, and get this. They're spawning. This one here, that's a dad. He's got babies over there in the back. And, yeah, so go figure. Also, these ones, I'm really trying to get these to spend, the Tianacara. And this tank had some, this one too, because of the heat, which is a bummer. When you got sponge filters and floating plants, a lot of times when you have stagnation, like over here on the top, and a light on and it's hot, even if you turn the light off, what you're going to see is this as the start. This kind of fuzz, kind of like, oh, what's all that debris? And then it'll start growing into this. Am I showing that? Yeah. And then, boom, it'll turn into this. Now, luckily, erythromycin totally kills this, like, within 2 days. So, I'm not super worried about it. And these fish all look super happy. The females are all fat and sassy, full of eggs. The males are all blood red and beautiful. Well, he is. The main male is. And also the shrimp are fine. So, you know, kind of if the shrimp and the stiphodons are fine, and the cichlids are all colored up, and there aren't a gabillion snails, I kind of assume things are going at least okay. This is my native tank. And in here, what's interesting is that I don't know what fish that is. I had Leaskillies in here, native Leaskillies, and I had the pygmy Gulf sunfish. Now, unless that's a pygmy Gulf female, I have no idea what fish are in there now. But she's in there. And there's a few of them, but she's in there. She looks like, to me, like a betta. To me, just my wild hunch is that I have like a betta falx or a betta rubra baby. That somehow an egg survived. In fact, I see red. Hold on, let's move the light a little bit. I see some red. That's what that is. Holy cow. So when I moved them to the tank over by the window, they must have had a few eggs in here. I wonder if I have any others of these ones, not of the males, because I knew I had male pygmy sunfish in here. But look at this little gal. Look at her color. Wow, isn't she pretty? She's got red and blue on her. And there's snails in here. There's lots of the little scuds in here that she's eaten. But it must be working out for her. Yeah, that's got to be a little beta rubra female, I think. Unless it's some weird, gudgeon that I don't know that just came in on eggs on a plant. Huh. The more you know. Ding. So, looks like I'm going to have to explore that tank closer. Isn't that bizarre when you have this many tanks and all of a sudden you start discovering creatures you didn't know you had? It makes you feel like both an explorer and a terrible parent at the same time. Which, I don't know, I haven't raised kids, but is that what raising kids is somewhat like? You feel like you're breaking ground and blazing new trails and discovering new things, but you're a little abusive, just a little. Also, the lake inlay tank, of course, is going swimmingly. It's doing good. The weirdest thing about this tank, though, is I established this tank. We got all these fish doing great. They're even spawning in here. I do need to clean like the smudges off the glass. I only ever see them when I'm filming. Can't see anything when I'm just chilling. But look at this back row. That's a tiered raised section for plants. The sand is growing Rotala atra better than that area back there. I don't know if it's just too much light and it's burned out. I mean, I've got Matin Gross and Pink growing here. We got all this stuff, and now this is becoming a problem because it's getting too long. This is the Bacopa Monieri and Bacopa colorata that has those beautiful blue flowers. Well, now it's kind of gotten a little too dense, and it started to get leggy in the water and trying to reach. And because of that, the stems then get soft, and if you see here, then they break real easy. And you can see this is actually, as we speak, putting off ammonia into the water and just carbon and various compounds of it's a living thing, living compounds that are just pouring out into the tank and then settling as mulm, which is fine. So everybody in here is the lake inlay crew. We got everybody's pretty much the same. These guys have been in constant breeding conditions since I put them in. Rosy loaches. Wait, not rosy loaches. Sorry guys, what are they called? Rosy. Yeah, that's right. Never mind. Rosy loaches. I was thinking of rosy barbs. But those are rosy loaches, and I highly recommend them as a nanofish. They're great. Also, this is an African fish, the Nanocharis, or Nanochromis rather. These long, skinny ones that look like cribs. Here's the male, I think. Let's see the tail. Yeah, that's the male. And there's a female over there. But they're real pretty. Whoa, there goes the third one. So I got two males and a female in that group that I got from Lucas. And then here, again, they're painted up like clowns. They look like Mimi from the Drew Carey show. But they're extremely beautiful if they'll stay still. So they've been really liking this water. Now this tank, don't need to feed it much. In fact, a lot of the critters in this tank seem to eat algae and mulm and the little bugs that hop on the top of the water and just whatever is in the tank. It's a very good ecosystem. I think it's because of the fact that I've got so many loaches with the red tail inlay loaches that are pretty big now, and with the all the little rosy loaches. You can see the head male is a dark orange, very cool looking. And then we got the little CPDs and ember tetras, or not ember tetras. What do you call them? Emerald rasboras. Emerald, I can't say the word. DWA. Arf rasboras. And then we've got the Chopra Danios that are from the wild. I got from Jason. And then, of course, like I said, Mimi from the Drew Carey show. I call them that because of the eyeshadow, the pink eyeshadow. Oh, and we've got the little gouramis, the sparkling gouramis. What else is in here that's low key. I guess that's really it. Um, yeah, see how fat the female's getting, and she's big. She's like 3.5 inches. But look at these the lipstick and the eyeliner on these, or the eyeshadow rather, on these little fish is hilarious. If she'll ever come out again. Like, as soon as I want to film them, of course they go hiding. Here you go. Come out. Show your beautiful pink eyes. So I thought they had babies in there for the last 2 weeks. I swore they had babies down in that crevice. They hide in there. They come out. They take a mouthful of food in there, and then they come out this back entrance. See? Okay, so see the eye? Wait till it looks straight at us, and you'll see how pink the eyes are. It's pretty. They're pretty cool. All right. And I need to clean all my tanks. I know. I've been sick this week. If you can't hear it in my voice, I've had probably bronchitis. I don't know for sure, but it's something persistent and in my lungs and throat. And man, I can't catch a break on filming these guys tonight. There we go. There's the eyeshadow we want to see. Won't put up the fins while right on camera. Whoa, this guy's got bloodshot eyes tonight. Usually they're yellow. This Siamese algae eater from the Thai border, this one's slightly different because I wanted one from Myanmar. Oh, that's why I don't have any plants back there. Never mind. Mystery solved. How have I never noticed that before? He's eating all the little buds. But he's got blood red eyes. Interesting. But yeah, highly recommend those rosy loaches with the CPDs, and the sparkling gouramis are a little aggressive, but they're still pretty. And I apparently have new erythromicron, or the emerald DWA ARF rasboras. With the CPD, the CPDs all get along really well. I would recommend a nano tank of them big time. So, remember, problem, guys. All right, and I promise I'll catch up on this chat in a second. But remember yeah. So we had a few extra Chopra Danios, a bunch of shrimp, a Mamalawa shrimp extras, and what else did we have in there? We had my Araguaya hero, Araguayensis. I never remembered his name. Anyways, what happened to it? Well, it hit 95 degrees. And even with the AC running full, it could not take it. And we have a few shrimp hanging on to a wasteland. But what happened is I moved that cichlid in here. He ate literally or ripped up the bottom of all that valve that was grown on that gravel. And a year of mulm of it all settled in there. Same exact thing that happened in here. Sorry about the reflection. See how this is gravel again, and there's just a layer of mulm. Well, if you go back and watch my old videos, this used to be extremely well planted. Beautiful planted. Even these sticks had, like, boosts all over them. They were just really cool looking. And then I got Rift Valley cichlids. Actually, no, these are Lake Victorian cichlids. But same idea. These things are meaner than heck. And instead of having luscious tanks like this, or this, or this, or those, or that, cichlid tanks always end up like this. This is about as green as I can keep them. This one, we've got cribs, we've got the bettas up top, we've got the catfish. We've also got the corner of doom that I am re-finagling tonight, because we've got an extra outlet, and right now all of that is not on a safety trip switch. Well, I mean that is, but it's not like that one where there's a fuse on the actual extension cord. So we're gonna fix that tonight, because I went to Lowe's today and got that. But yeah, so in here we've still got the blue lip buffaloes, and they're doing their thing. But those babies that are from that tank that's wrecked, as far as plants go, The babies are now crib size, female crib size, and seem to be wanting to compete for territory. So we've got like a group of cribs that are clustered here, like 4 of them, 2 pairs actually, plus a random male here. And then we've got all these mid-size Lake Victorian cichlids here, the Hoplochromis, whereas the blue lips are darker here, and I've not gotten them to have babies. But at least the ones that don't have a scientific name, that are a Hoplochromis of some sort, at least they're okay. But look how fat the belly is on some of the babies now. These things have grown like weeds. There's one with an even fatter belly back there. And they're bigger than the male crib. Now they're only about, what, 4.5 months old right now? And so I need to move them. I probably need to get a bigger tank or just give them away. That's the bottom line, because they're going to grow into the rainbow color male that's right here. And they just dirty that tank and kick up the sand and the silt and the mulm. I'm going to get rid of the silt and mulm. As much as I love like having that as part of my ecosystem in my tanks, they just kick it up way, way, way too much, and they're actually causing it so that the Siamese algae eaters, which are a tough fish, are getting gaspy. They're getting like, they're going to the top and they're looking taxed. And so yeah, now looks like it's been hot enough that all the water lettuce in here has also melted, and it leaves this mess, and then you get a spike in nitrates, nitrites. Here we've got some bettas that I was hoping, these two, this beautiful male here and this nice little female, I was hoping that they would work it out and build a nest somewhere amongst all this nice debris with the lights down low. And this is the closest thing I've seen. Don't know. I don't see any eggs right now. I haven't ever seen any eggs, so I'm not really like worried to touch this. But no, yet again, we've got some bubbles being blown probably, but no real babies to speak of. I don't know if it's the female or the male whose problem it is, but whatever. All right, I'm going to get back to your chats now, and we're just going to look at my little nano breeder's choice tank now that I'm situated. We've got the coral green pencilfish, and then we've got the, or foam green pencilfish. We've got the golden tetras back under there somewhere. They're hiding. And then we've got the little amber barbs. We've got the phoenix and chili rasboras. More of the little pencilfish. The long-finned Somfongzi rasbora that won't breed, but I've moved him 3 or 4 times trying to get him to breed. I'm going to keep trying, but I'm a little bit afraid that he's sterile. I think that's what happened, or is happening, unfortunately. And then, of course, we've got Shrimp Shack, baby Shrimp Shack, where we've got about half of the species I tried survived that Grant Eater sent me that were Caridina. So the cheetahs did well. I mean, it's been, what, 6 months since the first batch arrived. The cheetahs did well. The stardust did well. The tangerines did well, or are doing well, rather. And then there's a hybrid that's like a kind of a greenish color. Let's see if we can find one of them. Oh, right in the front. Right there, they're like an earth tone green, but they get blue and green spots on them too, like depending on their mood. And they're reproducing, so they've withstood even the insane heat and all that. So, all right, let me park the view here, and I see we have super chats. I see you guys are saying things, so let me make sure that I'm giving you guys love. Irene Vandendrool. Irene Vandendrool, thank you so very much for the $1.49. Really appreciate it. Um, I'm gonna be moving on up. Kevin, what's going on, buddy? Yes, and I am going to Florida on the 8th. So, all y'all Floridians in the Tampa Bay area on the 10th, come and listen to me tell you a tale about a man named Jeb, a poor aquarist who could barely keep his family fed. Then one day he was shooting at some crude and up came PetSmart. Let's see here. How do I collect mosquito larvae? When I try to collect them, they all shoot down to the bottom. I've actually made a couple videos about that, but the easiest way is to collect their little rafts that look like footballs that are floating on the top, and they actually are water repellent. Like, try as you might, you can sink it and it'll just go boop and pop back up, just like a football if you were to try to sink it. An inflatable football, obviously. Uh, and let's see, what else? The other thing that I could recommend with that would be when you collect your mosquito larvae, do it at night and go just like with a flashlight and hit that top water quickly and get them collected, as many as you can at once, or use a turkey baster and just try to get them one by one. And do it in a white bucket, like a 5-gallon bucket, not a big container. Like make it deeper than it is wide, if that makes sense, so that they don't have that much surface area at the top to reproduce. And then you'll be able to they'll jut down to the bottom as kind of their only defense. And if you put some leaves and stuff at the bottom half, then they'll hide there a little bit, but they'll have to come to the top for air. And if you don't have a big surface area to look around, they're all going to come up right here at some point, and you can then net them. But I've done several videos on collecting those, so hopefully others may have tips too on that. But the other odd thing is I'm not seeing any images pixelated again, unless the chat's just super. Oh yeah, that was it. The chat left me far behind. Let's see here. Like it froze on me. Debbie, hello. How are you? Brian, what's up, buddy? Mary Brooks, good to see you. Blizzle, what's up? Who else is in here? Sky Dancer. Hi, Dancer. Now you can look at my face for a while. It's so hot in this fish room. Even though it was only like 80 today. So, the other thing is, I have... Hey, Craig, what's up, man? So, I have over 30 days of me collecting fish. Problem is, they're mostly the same fish, and I'll find, like, a salamander or a interesting-looking one. And it doesn't merit its own video. So, what I end up doing is not making a video at all. And maybe I'll just make a highlight reel when I have, like, 30 full-on videos that could be posted of me going out collecting. But I don't think anybody wants to see those videos, honestly. Well, some of you do, but not many. When the scheme of things, not many people want to see multiple videos of that. So that's a thing I've been doing for my own stress and relaxation before this week. But as you might be able to tell right now, I'm just sick. Like, I'm sweating bullets even when I'm not in the fish room. My skin's all broken out, so my autoimmune system's having issues. Yeah, so what are you going to do? It's life. And I'm working freelance on some projects for Vivi, which is a new marketplace that's going to be... I can't find who gave me another $3 or $4 in Super Chat money. It doesn't tell me. That's really frustrating. So I saw Irene with like $1.50, and then I don't see anything else other than the total going up. So whoever you was, thank you. It was very nice of you. But yeah, so this fish room, basically, it's too damn hot. And we've got very few fish in some of these tanks. Like, we've got a few breeding project loners in these tanks. And then we've got two tanks. Well, I just knocked that over. We've got two tanks that are just terrible cichlids that are mean. And I include this angel because she's been holding on and she deserves a good home, right? Except she kills everyone in her home. She even fights off all the Siamese and Chinese algae eaters. Um, she fights off the haplochromis. Like, they don't even go near her because she's so mean. Yet those things are mean enough that they'll take down a convict cichlid in one bite, and it's just gone, lights out. So when looking at this, I've heard that Aquatic Arts is going through a rebrand. They've got all new management now for them. I've made space up here with my stuff that went out into the ponds. That's a new tank up there. Well, not new, but like it's new to you guys. It's fresh. And then now the tank that was under there is fresh. So, and the one that's back there is empty. So we are going to be redoing things because I don't think I want to breed for profit type stuff right now. It doesn't make sense. I don't have the time. And really, when you set it up like a production line, it's fun to learn how to do it, but it's not what I love. I love the aquascapes. I love the biotopes. And I like it when fish reproduce, and I think it's fascinating to watch their mating rituals and all that stuff. But I want to be able to see them. So, like, having that one pair in here with a few other odd fish and a whole 20 long, that's great. It's not efficient for this shelf, which has vinegar eels and then meal or kibbles and bits basically in there for them. And then their meds. Basically, this place is just a mess and a clutter. And I don't know what I want to do, guys. I'm feeling not burnout, but I'm feeling... Okay, let's go back out because it's way too hot. But I'm feeling like I was grinding so hard for the last 6 months, where I'm spending between different projects and filming stuff that never makes it and fish news, all that kind of stuff, at least 50 hours a week on the channel. And don't get me wrong, that's what I love. That's what I want to do. Between the channel and my nonprofit and breeding fish, anything related to the fish room, basically. But I think I need a reset of things. And I don't know the direction I want to take it in. It's not going to be big fish, even though as much as I want to do that. And maybe we will do a pond out back. But I am going to Florida, and I'm really thinking about bringing back a bunch of native fish and deciding to maybe keep a few aquascapes with star fish that are unusual that I'm trying to get to spawn that may or may not be, well, hopefully they'll be threatened in the wild and yet bred domestically, and then I can get a pair of them. And we can breed threatened fish in the aquascapes, unless it's a biotope. Then if it's like the inlay tank, it can stay. And the ones in the living room, those would be still plant focused. But even those, they're overgrown. There's angelfish and there's like a lot of community fish, but there's nothing that I feel passionate about, like that is really intriguing me in a way that's going to keep me as excited as I like to be when I come and talk to you guys and I come and tell you about things I've discovered or looked up or researched or found out or observed, and that's what this, I am basically saying that I'm open to ideas, but what I'm leaning towards is collecting natives that don't need heaters and that can take heat too. So good to 50, good to 70, good to 90. That, or I need to completely overhaul the fish room, and I don't have the money, guys. So between the last year, and you guys know all this stuff, I'm not going to go back through it, but basically between medical bills, travel, buying a house, which is great. I have a house now, so in the long run, that's great. But fixing up things, and then like my truck, I need to do work on all this kind of stuff. Between all that, I just don't have the money to overhaul a fish room with anything high tech right now. So it's all stuff that I can either trade fish or shrimp that I have for, or that I can, trade plants for. Get a CO2 cartridge or a CO2 bottle and a regulator here and this there. You guys know how it is. I'm sure most of you are like me in that you're always trying to, hustle up more pieces to the puzzle. It may be that someone wants to give away an ADA, U90 tank or a P90 tank, and you don't have anywhere to put it, or you don't have money for the light, or you don't have a stand, or whatever it may be. There's these opportunities that come up, and if you look around, oftentimes you can collect the bits and pieces, but then sometimes to connect all those bits and pieces ends up being more expensive than if you just started fresh with kind of like a cheap build in mind. So hey, what's up, Kenny? How's it going? And what's up, Buttface and Earth Inspired? Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you all. Also, Lisa, good to see you. And Fishin' Tankdix, also good to see you. Screaming Fly, I know I said hello earlier, but hello again. Desora's Tease, hello. Hey, I live in Florida. I would love to catch natives. Cool. Catch some native Floridians. Big Dog 35, what's up? Fish Dreams, also good to see you. Anybody else sneak in here? George RB3, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, guys. So basically, when I go to Florida, I'm very tempted to get like bluefin killies, pygmy sunfish of whatever kind I can. Um, the both the Gilbert eye and the Everglade eye. I'm tempted to maybe get some of the Alabama if I can from someone down there. Pygmy sunfish they're not the teeny elastomas, but they only get about this big. Also, darters, shiners, stuff that maybe I could even keep outside too, and maybe more stuff that doesn't need water changes as often. Or when I do have stuff like rainbow fish and stiffidons that I love, keep those in the aquascapes where I'm going to need to do the water changes and stuff anyways. But as it is, Washington has changed. And even with the AC unit that I bought, we bought one last year, and then we bought an even better one. And yeah, it's still not enough to keep those tanks cool. And so I need to get another AC, I guess, but man, the bill gets expensive if you've got three running, which is just odd. Maybe we need to re-insulate our house. It's only 980 square feet, 2 bedrooms. You'd think that this could do it, but the problem is the bedrooms it's like a maze. It's like boxcar rooms where you got the kitchen, the living room, and you got to walk through each one to get to the other one. Then you got the bathroom, the hall, the bedroom, and the closet kind of thing. So I'm just trying to decide which direction to take. Now, the other thing I think I'm going to redo is a tank of, it's a window unit. Yeah. We have no basements in the Northwest for the most part, unless they're daylight basements. Because of all the earthquakes, it's just not common unless your house is like really strapped for a yard and in a hillside, or you're out on like a farm and need some reason, or it's really old and has like a cellar for storage. But here in Seattle, we don't take advantage of the ground that much. There'll be a parking spot underneath the house a lot of times, or split level type houses, but basements are not common here because we don't have the tornadoes. We do get hurricane force winds every so often. Actually, we do get some tornadoes too, but very rare. But yeah, the whole basement being your fish room doesn't exist in Seattle for the most part. Most people have a fish room that's a bedroom, and that's the case with me. Only we have 2 bedrooms, and so we really have 1 bedroom after the fish room. So the other thing, is I want to make more of a set like Bob Steenfot, wrong Bob. Bob Steenfot does with, filming one of his tanks or having interesting footage in the background. with the green screen on when we're doing streams like this, because I love to roam, but I just need to knock that off. I know it nauseates people and it's limiting the amount of people who could come here and be participating. So I want to grow up and stop roaming. At least on some of the streams, like one a week, at least have a sit down so I can do graphics like the news and totally point to the wrong thing. Because I've got the StreamYard and the software now, and we've got cameras and all that stuff. So it's just a matter of learning it smooth enough to pull it off. Because I'm still more at ease filming myself in front of a computer and just doing it that way. So that if anything pops up or doesn't work or whatever, that I'm like, I don't know what to do. I can just be like, all right, back to me. But yeah, Killer of Fish says, my oldest is in the basement. My fish are in the office, which is also my guest room. Nice. Yeah, that's our guest room. That's why there's a futon in it. But nobody wants to sleep with the fishes anymore, especially in the summer. And that's another problem is when it's 90 degrees in there, it doesn't smell good, guys. Even if your fish can survive, a lot of the plants can't. And they start to dissolve and melt. And yeah, the Northwest, it's not what it used to be where you just never would need AC. There'd be 1 or 2 days that would get hot and at night it would cool off. Now this summer, we've seen 2 or 3 runs where it doesn't get cooler than 85 as the high for a week or two, and that doesn't seem like a problem to most people. But when the houses are built for 30 degrees to around, like the Northwest was for the last 100 years, it's a major problem when you get a day that's 110 or whatever. And even my ponds being aerated, when we have a day that's 110 out of nowhere with 50% humidity, like last year we had one like that. This year we had one that was 105 in my neighborhood. It wiped out a lot of the rice fish. That combined with raccoons and other things. And yeah, so we need to, I just need to rethink how I want to do things. And it's kind of crazy because it feels like climate change is directly impacting how I want to keep my fish now. Like, let alone like the species that are going extinct because their rivers are drying up in the summer and they don't have a plan B. Or, things like salmon that live in these creeks that I've been exploring all summer with you guys and catching things. All that salmon habitat, the water's getting 10 degrees warmer than any literature I can find from years past and things. Like nowhere in like 100 years of testing the water every year, all throughout the summer for the salmon rivers, it's 10 degrees hotter the last 5 years. And the salmon are suffocating. So we literally have fire engines pumping with their pumps and people with generators and extra pumps at the head of different rivers and up in creeks and things. And yeah, so it's kind of interesting to see it impacting the native fish here and killing them off by the thousands. And some of the lowland lakes, all the trout are dying because they just can't take the heat. Land Alaska, cheap. Yeah, well, they're having die-offs too because they have fish that are used to cold and then some warm. They don't have like hot fish. Aquatic Morning Show, what's going on? How are you doing, Jess? Good to see you. If you guys want to see Fishery, the show, the little segments I do, they're on every day that the Aquatic Morning Show's on. So check out the Aquatic Morning Show with Jess and Dee Dee and friends, usually all over there. Plus lots of great people, like half the people that are in chat right now. So yeah. Does anybody have any pressing issues that they need help with tonight with their fish or any thoughts? I've realized that I answer questions in the comments so commonly. I'm not talking about Facebook or Instagram necessarily, but the questions here on Facebook, screwed that up, on YouTube, that a lot of times y'all just want to hang out when we get to this stream. And I do want to get back to having a little more structure in some of our streams. We can have a for fun stream too. And if we get to that point, we'll do a members only stream where we can talk about music and and cats and whatever. Who cares? Fireworks. Woo! America. But the at least one of the streams I want to be either be a segment where I'm teaching something, or where we are learning together and exploring something together. And and I forgot to say, somebody, GRB, what's up? By the way, I heard through the grapevine that T-Bone from Down Under had passed away. So if you hadn't heard, I just wanted to say what a great guy he was, supporting the channel and always the community. And he was just, he was up late his time and my time. I had a lot of good talks with him. He had a similar past to mine, even though he was double my age. He was a kind guy when you would talk to him. And that's too bad. It's always sad when we lose a member of the Fish fam, and it means a lot especially when it's somebody who comes to a lot of the streams. And apparently, it's just been lost one of my good friends from growing up in high school, and then I lost the cat, and now losing members online. It just feels like a bummer sometimes. Sometimes it feels like life's kicking you in the kidney, right? But I'm going to try to keep this positive because, yeah. But I just want you guys to all know that you're all very important to me as friends, as humans, even if you never watch the channel again after this. But especially as active community members that talk and that we all know each other and we chat and we see, we get to know each other. So, yeah. So, yeah. Let's see here. Somebody asked a question that I was going to answer to. Screaming Fly said, electric bill going up 120%. Unplugging everything I can, help with that. Yeah, I've unplugged all my heaters, and the tanks are still 90 degrees, So now I need an AC or chillers, but those are so crazy expensive to run and to buy that I'm not doing that. Can water clarifier be used in a tank with a sponge filter? It can, yeah, it can. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see here. Brownie Ghost needs strong light that's indirect, which I know sounds funny. You'd think you could just give it medium light, but it needs strong periods of strong, like Kessel or Twin Star or Fluval 3.0 cranked all the way up light for a few hours, like 3, plus nutrients, like very rich nutrients and the right pH, and then back off from it. And it probably needs CO2 because of you're just not going to have the right nutrient profile, most likely. And the Brownie Ghosts and those ones, the Skeleton King, the darker ones that then have the metallic, those ones tend to need the most light to literally process the chemicals and nutrients that are in the water that its rhizomes are sucking up. But they don't need the light as far as it causes algae to grow on them, unfortunately, and it can burn them. So it's kind of a catch-22, and they kind of walk this fine line. So there's that. So I like to put them in the corner with another bigger plant or some stem plants growing in between them and the light. If the light is right here, maybe a stem plant here, and then put them up on a stick here, or put them on a stick where the main light casts here and they're just outside of it, or put the light on for 3 hours, off for 12, on for 3 again, and then off for 6, or however that works. I might have not done that right. But any plant that's super dark, unless it's a super dark green, they don't have the chlorophyll. And if it's white or super dark or bright, crazy colors, it needs chlorophyll is going to always be green, basically. So if you don't see that green, it's either getting its nutrients from its roots, which rhizome plants don't have roots, so it's going to get its nutrients from the water. If you're not providing that special blend of all those micronutrients, then it's not getting those either. But if you are doing that, then it needs the CO2 and the light and nitrates, but I'm counting that as nutrients, to then use those nutrients. Because without the carbon and the light, nutrients don't matter, because you can't feed something if it has no teeth to chew with, and those are the teeth to chew with, the light and the CO2 in the case of those really dark ones. Now the CO2 is not always necessary, it's just a big help, but it's not always necessary. Xanadu! Prepping for 28 new tetras coming from Dan's Fish. Nice. Yeah, I want to get some of Dan's. He's got a couple fish that I want to get. The glass fish that he has. I don't have money to do it right now. And the other thing is, that's what I was going to say about all this, is I'm doing traveling because I'm talking, guys, which is great. I'm super excited that my channel's at this kind of point where now I'm going to get to travel and talk about history lessons, or talk about the history of carp and how they were bred and how they were kept 6,000 years ago, and then 3, and then the knowledge was lost. And then the medieval times, they started breeding leather carp and glass carp. And then all of a sudden in 1908, a spy snuck a German glass carp over to Japan and gave it to a guy who was breeding koi, and that's how they got metallic shiny koi, as well as koi that don't have scales, that look smooth. The Deutzus, they came from German fish, and that was only confirmed this summer. So there's all sorts of cool stories that I'm going to be telling at different fish clubs. And if you have a fish club and you'd like me to come, just get me out to you and get me a spot for the night, and I'll come do it. Obviously, there's lots of examples of my talks online, but I usually give an hour to an hour and a half talk, and then we can do questions and answers, all sorts of stuff, do something fun like that. But while I'm traveling for these things, for Fishtoberfest, for Chicago and the Aquatic Gardeners Association, now I'm going to be helping with the macro algae exhibit, because I'm going to be hanging out a little bit with Jonathan Butkus, who is the Oase senior sales rep there, and also one of the head of the aquascaping group there in Chicago, the big aquascaping team, and they have a gallery and everything. So we're going to be checking that out, and then I'm going to meet up with Alan. But I just found out, he contacted me and he's like, hey, you want to hang out? You want to meet, hang out with George Farmer and all the aquascaper people that are going to be there, and help me set up and look at the old tanks from the 1910s all the way, up to the 1950s. And I was like, yeah. So I'm going to stay actually, like, I don't know, 40 miles outside of town or something, sounds like, before I go back to the AGA. So I'm even staying a little longer. So if I come talk somewhere and it works out that I can see something really cool, like the other thing is that the jumping carp that are in the Illinois River, and a number of other rivers too, they're only separated by a 200-yard long floodgate and a canal to the Great Lakes. They could get into the Great Lakes if they traveled that. And so the Army Corps of Engineers built this crazy gauntlet of electric fences, or basically rods underwater, to make the fish turn around so that no fish go in this zone. And they allow barges to come in, and they electrify the water like a gate, and they'll let the barge come in, and then they electrify it, and all the fish freak out and they go downriver, or they pass out and they float downriver, and then they electrify it again. And and they're also going to be injecting it with CO2 now with these fire hoses, fire hose size gauge air line, so that the fish can't breathe, so that no fish make it, because there's 200 yards between this river and the Great Lakes being ruined by those jumping carp. Pretty interesting stuff. But like the fact that I'm going to be in Chicago and I found out that that was a thing, I want to go film that. I want to talk to the engineers and the biologists working on that. I think that would be awesome. Do you guys? So the more I get to talk, the more I get to do things, the more that goes on. And I need a fish room where I can leave for a week. And so I think I'm going to be less in breed, doing different strains of this and that, and more in like, okay, I'll breed in the depths of winter, or for a month here or there, and we'll pick like 5 things to do that with. But I've done a lot of videos where I'm breeding things for the last 5 years straight. And I think I'm going to kind of cool it on the perpetual breeding tanks, because I end up with these tanks that have a lot of diversity and cool stuff, and they're full. And then I'm like, well, need another tank. And then now that some of them have crashed, or some of them have gone out into the pond and then gotten eaten by raccoons, or whatever the case may be, I've kind of consolidated some things, and I just have to decide what's important, what's small, what I can keep, how I want to condition that room. I never thought heat would be a problem. I mean, the room's well insulated and everything. It just stays too hot. You have to leave the door open and the window open every night with fans blowing out, and then the AC in the closest window it fits in with the AC I have, which is right in the bathroom next to that room. And that cools it down at night a little. But if it misses a day, boom, and then it starts to compound too. It's like living on the top floor of an apartment, honestly, which I just didn't expect. But summers are too hot now, so I need to change the game plan, or just keep discus and ram. Eve Howard, thank you so much. A lot of change, a lot of letting go for everyone in different ways. Love my fish for calm. Well, I feel ya, and I really do appreciate the support and the kindness, so thank you. Morwana Alexander, can you talk about shrimp-focused additives like Aquarion Shrimp Essentials and other products? Are they necessary always in certain situations, or are they just a waste of money? I'll make a whole video on that. How about that? I will make a video on that. But the moral of the story is, if you have moderately hard water, you probably don't need any of them. If you are using RO, distilled water, then yes, you need something to remineralize with. But you don't need any of those additives if you have moderately hard water and you add a little bit of crushed coral and you have a cycled tank with some plants in it. If you have that, you don't need to worry about it. You don't even need to feed a small colony of shrimp, like 20 or 30, if they're in a planted tank and there's algae on the walls, to be frank. You do that for the Taiwan bees and for the higher end shrimp that you're really trying to get the color and the opacity in that color and the size and more babies, every baby counts, stuff like that. That's where these things kind of come in and help a little, but a lot of them are still not even necessary. Alex, have you heard of shrimp product called Bacterium? I haven't, but I know of Bacter AE, which is just enzymes basically that encourage bacterial growth, like protein. It's basically, honestly, it's like nutritional yeast mixed with the scuzzy stuff that looks like gasoline shimmer on top of your tank if you let it sit too long and it isn't aerated enough. It's that stuff that can like build up as a skin, powdered up. That's basically what it is. It's like protein for bacteria, fungi, and archaea to eat. But yeah, you can just like exactly like the killer fish said. You can grind up eggshells, boil them, grind them up, or you can grind up some shells, wonder shells, cuttlefish bone, like for birds. All that stuff works really well. Just you don't even need to add that much. Like I say, add a cup of crushed coral, which not like crushed into powder, like gravel, like pea gravel. Add that, and it's usually like $5 for a few pound bag at pet stores. Usually at aquarium stores, someone's selling it like in a gallon Ziploc bag for like $4.99 or something. I don't know. Aquarium Co-op sells it, I think, online. I think Aquatic Arts might now too. Now those additives, there are some that I do think are kind of nice to give them a balanced diet, or if you're going to keep other fish in there, like little nano fish, or you're keeping things like little copepods and seed shrimp and daphnia like around in a tank, or you're doing like a full ecosystem where the shrimp are going to be kind of food too. That's where you might want to consider things like the bee pollen, the nutritional yeast, Bacter AE, stuff like that for you, and all the botanicals, of course, for your shrimp colony or your betta or something like that. I think it just means in the end more free food and more stability, and that's what I enjoy. Um, let's see here. Columbus. I'm going to Columbus, Ohio, in early November. I'll put folks in as it gets closer, but I'm going to Florida in a week. I'll be there for almost a week. I'll be there till the 14th. I'm going to be there from the 8th to the 14th, so like 6 days. And I'm speaking on the 10th, and hopefully going to go see Lucas Bretz and a couple other people, and also the Florida Aquaculture Lab, I'm hoping. But most of all, for 3 days, the goal, as long as there's no hurricanes and I'm not sick or anything, the goal is to go out into the swamps and also the Blue Springs and to go collect native fish and plants, like some of the incredible Rotala, Ramosio, or Rosenvig, Florida. It's just incredible, the Rotala there. Stuff like that. The Ludwigia that's there, and the Cypress Hellfry, and various Bacopas and Cabambas that are there. Plus all the invasive stuff. All right, let's see. Is there going to be a Fishtober this year? Yeah, Fishtoberfest is going to be happening. Hey, Jamie Lee, is going to be happening on what is it? Like the 10th of I'm probably wrong about that. It's not the 10th. I think it's like the 8th. It's not the very first weekend of October. It's the second weekend, and it's 2 days this year. And I will be speaking there, and I'll meet you again there. Yeah, if you want to come by, and it's free, and we still need vendors. So if you are someone in the Washington, Northern California, Idaho, Oregon, even Vancouver, BC, if you're within 3 or 4 hours and you want to come to Fishtoberfest, especially since it's 2 days this year, talk to Kenny of Danikin Aquatics, and you can still buy a booth to vend and trade, and whatever you want to bring or do, you can do. Plus, we're going to have lots of great speakers, and the hotel should be pretty eventful with everybody staying there, and just lots of interesting stuff. Thank you, Zen Ginger. There's a link to Fishtoberfest in the description right there. Also, last thing I wanted to touch on tonight is that Aquatic Arts, under all new management, they got rid of their marketing team that they had for a while. Bunch of things have changed. They've also moved into a completely new facility, and they have created a dream factory. So basically, every project that you would say, like, man, I wish we had more American bred shrimp. Man, I wish someone could breed rainbow darters, not rainbow shiners, but rainbow darters, the cool ones in the creek that look incredible. Wish someone could breed those, but only that would withstand tropical temperatures for 2 or 3 years straight. That's the stuff that they're going to be working on there. Plus, it's going to be like triple the capacity, so they won't run out of things as quickly. But they're going to try to do it ethically, and they're going to try to breed in the U.S. more. And so we're going to have a tour with them and with the new team. Same owner, a lot of the same people, but they're definitely going to be revamping some things after the last few months of just kind of losing track of what they were doing, it seems like, as far as like their marketing plan and sales and any of that stuff. So we're going to relaunch probably my code again soon, so there'll be another discount you guys can get, and they're going to start selling packages that are a better deal, and selling also on Vivi, that new website that's going to be like it's going to be like Wikipedia mixed with Craigslist or eBay for fish. Like lots of info, like seriously fish on plants, care. And then it's going to be using data from people uploading. You're going to be able to upload your own aquarium like an avatar and have a wish list of the fish you want, and then you can put your specs in of everything you care for, the plants, the animals, whatever you want to put in there. And then it will be storing that information not for any company but just for resources in the future for nonprofits like fish base to say these fish, even though we're being told they're found in this pH, turns out electric blue rams or German blue rams can also live in hard water if they were born in hard water. So we're going to be trying to find out new things from people in the hobby that are trying new things, experiencing new things, and getting feedback. And you'll be able to build, your whole fish room digitally if you want to. And then say, I've got 2 males and a female bristlenose pleco in a 20-gallon. Here's all my water parameters. Here's where I'm at. Then you're going to be able to buy from anybody who's on there who wants to buy or sell. You can choose to just buy or just sell. And they're going to give you guys the discount of a corporation. So it's going to start out at $25 overnight shipping, because to them the ethics of fish care and not being inbred and not importing illegally or from poachers or from nasty farms with lots of disease, things like that, that's their biggest thing. They want to bring back that spark we saw during the lockdowns of American bred fish in basements. Specialists, you're good at this, breed them, make some money on the side, trade them for the other fish you want. And they're going to actually figure it out so that there's 6 zones. If I'm in Washington and I want something overnighted to Florida, that's going to be $25. But if I want it overnighted from Oregon, maybe it's only $12. So every zone, it's going to show you the closest person, whether it's a store that's been vetted or a farm, like an urban farm or someone like Dan's Fish, like an independent store like that, or a wholesaler. Not wholesaler, I wouldn't call him quite a wholesaler, but a store. Anybody like that will be able to sign up, and then it'll be transparent, and there'll be lots of little interesting side things that are going to be on the website as well. So I'm really excited. I've been doing consulting with their graphic design and some of their taxonomy and stuff, and so I've gotten to play with it a little bit, but they're going to launch really soon, and I know Aquatic Arts is going to be on there. Some of the same people moved over from there and actually were working on it. That's how I got involved, and that's also how Aquatic Arts got so incredibly busy while they were moving spaces. They also took the management from the company, on the ground management. They took like half of them and split them up amongst another Indianapolis-based company that's going to be focusing on fish stuff. But it's also going to be saltwater. It's going to be plants, rocks, decor, everything eventually. So it's going to be really, really ambitious and really, really interesting. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming up. And if you stuck around the chat this long, you should be able to find out some good stuff. Now, I have heard a few people saying, oh, Aquatic Arts has slipped, or Aquatic Arts has been having problems. But when I track it down, I can't find the person who bought the fish that had the problem, that's contacted them. Because if you contact them, I've never had them not refund all the money, if not more, and offer something else. Like that's why I've worked with them. Between that and the fact that they give to battered or abused women's shelters and women and children's safety network, the Humane Society. If you adopt a stray pet, they give you a $50 gift card. They give away $250 worth of fish to any teacher and a tank to them. So, just crazy stuff that they've done that are very ethically based. It's why I wanted to work with them and promote them and importing oddball fish that weren't endangered, stuff like that. And the fact that I heard some stuff was a little bit. I heard some rumors the last few months. I want to make sure that anything like that, if anybody has any of those outstanding, come to me, message me on Facebook, message me here on YouTube in the comments. You guys know I check every comment that's a new comment. If it's a thread that's 2 years old on some random video that you replied to, I might not see it. But if it's on anything semi-recent, I'll see it. And we'll take care of it because I've talked to both the manager, the owner, and the customer service head, and they're all like, no, there shouldn't be a single person who we didn't even if it was ridiculous, we refunded them probably 2 or 3 times in a row before we've ever even said like, I don't know if we can do it again or we're not going to ship it again or whatever. So they're all about fish welfare, and I've always appreciated that. Yeah, I see everybody saying how great Aquatic Arts is. They are a little pricier, but with the new site Vivi, $25 flat shipping overnight, and they're going to be on Vivi as one of the first big places because they're also in Indianapolis, right next door, with some of the same creators essentially. So they're different companies, but they're going to have some of the same management basically. Anyways, so I just wanted to say all that, but beyond that, yeah, I never had any issues with their quality. It's just prices of shipping has been insane. And right now, Secret 15% off. Secret 10, you get free shipping on dry goods and 10% off as many things as you want to buy. If you've already used the Secret 15, then you have to wait until we change the code, which is probably going to be really soon. Also, they have some new shrimp, including like, well, I have to keep some of it a secret, but some Siamese and some of the really interesting species that are not really in the American hobby yet. And they're going to be breeding those in America and trying to get them to be good in all types of water, at least to a reasonable degree, like neocaradinas are. Zenginder, gotten loads of fish and plants from Aquatic Arts. I've only had one issue. It was with Hygrophila pinnatophyta. I didn't even ask for a replacement because I think it might be my fault it died. Whatever. Yeah, I understand too. Like, I've had a few things, like I've ordered from them. I've spent a few $1,000s with them every year. And they usually will send me, like, for everything I buy, every 2 things I buy, like if I buy 6 tetras and 4 gobies, they'll send me like, oh, here's 6 more tetras, or here's 3 or 4 extra gobies, or another type of goby. Show it on your channel, it's free, or whatever it may be. So I get to try out new things whenever I order. I luck out because I'm giving them the platform, obviously, and because I like them as a company. Dan's Fish is a company I like. I love them. I don't have any relationship with them, but them, Garden of Eater Shrimp, like them a lot too. Lucas Bretz, like him a lot too. He's one guy, so he doesn't have the widest stock selection, but I love what he does. So, anyways, all good spots that I highly recommend. Let's see here. You're breeding Siamese shrimp now, huh, George? Right on. Love to hear it. Let's see here. Oh, thank you, DS. I appreciate that. That you like the haircut. All right, guys. Well, as you can hear, my voice is literally cutting out. I'm really hoping I don't have bronchitis because I've had a fever for like 4 days, just low grade, and I've just been coughing a lot. In fact, I don't know, I haven't coughed this whole talk, probably because I'm talking so much, my mouth's just so dry. But yeah, so we got new things in the works. I'm going to be traveling to Florida, obviously, then to Chicago this month. So in September, we're going Florida, Chicago. Then the very beginning of October, we're going to Portland for Fishtoberfest. And then I'm going to the Midwest again in November to Columbus, Ohio. So all going to be doing speaking engagements at those places, and I'm so excited. And it's because of you guys watching the channel, sharing the content, being awesome, supporting, being members. The $1.99. I'm going to keep it at, you only have to pay $1.99 to support. It's as cheap as I can make it on here. But I just appreciate you guys all so much. And guess what? Since I lost my kitty, had to put him down. This little stray, Silky, Silky kitty, Silky kitty. She wouldn't pay any attention to me until recently. Now she's as sweet as can be. She's a little skittish, and I know I have to be careful with feral cats. Don't worry, I don't need a lecture. I know what their scratches can do. But me and her, we're gonna have a nice little late night treat here. Only the best. And I guess I'm gonna call it a night, guys. Hey, you're jumping the gun, Silky. Oh, come on, wait. I don't even have it open, honey. Hold on, guys. Putting you down. Not you, kitty. You're not getting put down. Hey, you're getting a little pushy, okay? Why is this so hard to open? Hey, you're blocking the shot for the people. That's a good girl, even though you're missing half your ear. Probably a raccoon or a coyote around here. Alright, guys, I gotta rest up. My voice is shot, and I'm pretty tired. But thank you guys for being you. Thank you, super chatters, members, mods, friends, family, ladies, gentlemen, ungentlemen, rough men, gentlewomen. And I will talk to you later. Take care. She is fixed. So I think, yes, she's spayed. So I think she doesn't have chip though. It's weird. But yeah, I'm glad she is. So now I just have to take care of her if I feel like it. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Have a good night. Take care. Yeah, I took her in to get her wanded. I caught her in well, I won't even show you the thing I caught her in. It was ridiculous. It was a box. It was a box tied to one of these saplings as a as the trigger. It was very Bear Grylls, and it scared the cat a lot, and I felt bad about that. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Go away and sleep. That's what I'm gonna do. Good to see you guys. Oh, and I'm gonna have art wherever I go to speak. So if you have a local club or you'd like me to come speak or whatnot, just get me out there and I'll be there. A lot of people are like, I need $5 million to come out. I just want to come meet you guys. I want to come tell new stories. I'll tell the same story too, the ones that haven't been told on here, but I want to tell new stories and do new research, and that's what I'm going to get excited for as the days shorten once again. You guys take care. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you later. Much love to all of you.